What up, what up, what up? We're back. HBCU Spotlight with my man Cam Dailey. We got a special guest today. I can't even introduce her. I gotta let her introduce herself. Coach, how you doing? Introduce yourself, let the people know about you.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Jeanne Wilson, and I am the assistant/recruiting coordinator at Howard University.
There we go. There you go. Howard University. So I'm gonna let Cam tip it off because he's the best setting the tone like PG, like CP3. He's PG. So we're gonna let him set the table.
Yeah, well, Coach, talk to us a little bit about coaching for you at a HBCU.
You say coaching?
Yeah, coaching. Your experience coaching.
It's a blessing because I attended 2 HBCU, so the sense of kind of giving back to the community that raised me, especially in the most important times of my life in college. It's just a different experience. I feel like I wake up and I'm home every day. Like the family oriented atmosphere from the things they even do in the CAF, like, we have Soul Food Thursday. So every Thursday I'm in it eating fried chicken. I'm eating macaroni and cheese, canned yams. I'm getting right. I'm getting the best of both worlds. So just to be able to kind of wake up to it, like I said, a family oriented atmosphere every day is such a blessing.
Got it.
I'll jump in real quick and just so you tell us a little bit about your path, because you didn't go straight to Division I. You've done kind of the underground non-Division I circuit first, and now you're back home. Tell us a little bit about your path to get there.
Yeah, so I started at a JUCO, Northwest Kansas Tech, in Goodland, Kansas. Very, very small. I'm talking about it's probably like one street like there. I'm like, it's dramatic. But I started there and, my time there, my boss at the moment, her name was Brittany Christian, and she gave me an opportunity to kind of, get my foot in the door and, get my self acclimated with a lot of things, just not with coaching, but just, with being a mentor to young ladies. So right after that, I went to Texas A&M Commerce. That's my heart and my soul always. Always. I was there 3 years with.
Who did you work for there, by the way?
Your twin.
I don't know about twin. He's in the papers a lot more than me. He can't be my twin.
I'm weak. My boss, Jason Burton. I worked with him. He was, he's such a blessing too. I tell people this every day because, to take me in, especially young in the game, and to teach me everything that I know now is the reason why I'm at Howard University. Him and Marquise Brown. So being there for 3 years and experiencing the D2 life, a lot of people ask me what's the difference, and I tell people it's not a big difference because they operate like a D1 program. So it was a really easy transition for me.
And now they are going D1.
I know, right? I know they're going D1. Yes.
Good things. I'll pass to Kim.
So you said you went to 2 HBCUs, I guess, in your playing career and everything, and talk to the people about, I guess, 1, playing in HBCU, and then 2, also the atmosphere coaching in 1, and with you kind of recruiting, how is it for you on that trail? Because I know for a lot of HBCU coaches, I know on the men's side and probably on the women's side too, coaches call you and say they got a player for you, but they're not trying to give you their number 1 and number 2. They're trying to give you their 5 or their 6 or the person who don't even their manager. And I got somebody for you. So let's talk about that.
First of all, I love the transparency. I do.
Oh, yeah. Well, if
one do it.
Yeah, one thing about me is I'm a realist, and I went to HBCU and I'm real big on HBCUs, and I hate that for us. Mm-hmm. That I made a tweet last night talking about everybody was on the HBCU bandwagon last year and social injustice. Now we don't hear anybody talking about it no more, and no kids talking about it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm blessed to have an offer from Howard University or Tennessee State or Norfolk State. Right. Nobody's saying that no more. Like we jumped all off that bandwagon, and it's sad. So that's what I'm trying to. And Burton and myself are trying to bring it back, show some light, and then also get people to understand that, HBCU is just as good as the PWIs. It's your experience. It's not what people tell you it is.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it. We need more people like y'all because that's what I preach every day. But as far as a player, the experience at the time, I felt like I didn't understand. And the reason why I didn't understand is because, I'm coming out of high school. I really don't know. I mean, I know about college, but I don't know like the background and like how it operates and what my coach had to do in order to keep us happy and keep us out of, everything that was just distracting us off the court. Whereas it was from, financial aid not clearing, where it was from, them cutting back on scholarships or them cutting back on different budgets within the program. So at the time, when I was a player, I didn't understand. So I'll say this, that I was a little bit selfish in a way. But, the older I became and the more I started coaching, I realized, wow, like she really was, grinding for us, and she really was pushing for us to be great. To be, coaching at an HBCU, it's, it does have adversity, it has its problems, but I think in order for you to be successful, you have to have those in a program that, one, cares about it, two, cares about the betterment of, these young ladies or young men. And then three, you need somebody that's just a hard worker and a grinder that's going to get it done. Being told no to me is like, all right, you're going to tell me no? Somebody's going to tell me yes, and I'm going to figure it out. Or if we don't have this resource, I'm going to figure out how to get this resource in order to help our program. And, the way that you hit on, HBCUs was big, a couple of months ago, everybody is, pro HBCUs now and things like that. And during that time when I seen it, I was just like you. I'm like, why does it take for this stuff to happen in order for us to see that HBCUs are great schools? And, the community of HBCUs does help the betterment of kids. Like, that's why I essentially, like I said, became the woman that I am today. Like it was nothing handed to me. Once again, if I didn't go to St. Aug or Central and out, like the lack of resources that they may have in coaching now, I probably wouldn't have figured it out at all. And then, to touch on the whole recruiting aspect of things, it's funny because, I do experience some people, they call me and be like, nah, she not going to go to an HBCU. But then again, I do experience some coaches that call me and they just want me to just hand out offers like Little Caesars, like little pieces. That's right. You want me to hand out offers. And the reason why is because, it is Howard University, is a prestigious HBCU, and it looks good for them. But no, we're not going to do that. Like just how you have to earn an offer from UConn or, Ole Miss or something like that. It's the same way with Howard, and the standard is going to be that all the way around.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think a lot of times they look at HBCUs as like third hand, not even second hand. Because I'll send the kid to a D2 before, they come to a D2 HBCU, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I love the fact that Deion Sanders is coaching at HBCU because he's bringing more light. Mm-hmm. But why did it take him to shed the light on the HBCU?
Exactly.
With you at Howard, talk about how hard it is for you to probably get them homegrown kids to come to Howard. The Baltimore and the DC kids and the Virginia kids who, they've been around it and they probably heard, so much about it. But how hard is it for you to coach and not coach, but recruit in that DMV area?
Well, being as though, I've been here since August, I think that the issue that we run into is the simple fact that some kids just want to get away from home. Yeah. And, I can say that too. And like I said, I'm very transparent. I can say that too, because when I was home, I had local schools recruiting me and I had local schools that wanted me to go. But it's like, man, I've been here all my life. I'm not trying to stay. I do think that we're in a generation now where some of them do want to, be that hometown hero and do want to stay closer to home. And, you just don't see that, just in Maryland, but you're seeing it at, schools in North Carolina and things of that nature. But that's the only thing I can really think of is them just wanting to go out and, experience a new state. Because like I said, when I was a player, I was the same way. I'm like, Mom, listen, I've been here too long. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to figure out what else is out there. So I think that's the hardest part of, recruiting, especially from back home.
Got it. What, let me ask you this for like the homecoming and stuff like that. Do you guys try and bring in a lot of recruits? Because I know how you know, I went to Tuskegee. I know how Tuskegee homecoming is, and you know, I'm from that area, and
Right.
you know, East Baldwin, everything like that, and I know how a Howard homecoming can be. Talk to the people out here about a Howard homecoming.
So Howard homecoming is an experience like no other. You know, a lot of people, that's what, you know, they put homecoming with Howard together a lot. Even in, you know, in the rock songs and stuff, you hear them rapping about Howard homecoming and things like that. But it's just, you know, it goes back to that experience I'm talking about. You know, you don't even have to go to Howard, and you could go to homecoming and you felt like you went there. So just the atmosphere itself is, you know, an experience. And we do, you know, it depends. It is a lot when recruiting and trying to bring people here for homecoming, because it's just so much going on. And, you know, sometimes we don't want to take away from, you know, the basketball experience with homecoming, because, you know, homecoming, like I said, it's something every single day, every single hour. So we try to get our recruits to, in a sense, you know, experience, like see how it's going to be on the basketball side as well. So that's the reason why we try to, you know, balance the two. If we do know we have a recruit that's kind of like outgoing and, you know, want to see the city life and things like that, we may try to adjust to bring them. But other than that, you know, my boss is like, listen, homecoming, look, y'all got it. Don't listen, that's a lot. So it just depends. It depends.
I totally understand it. So with this year coming up, how in your eyes is your team looking and everything like that, or you know, what do you guys see, or is a tough opponent for you all this year?
Well, I do see us being one of the tougher teams to beat. You know, just to go into practice and see everybody, you know, go hard, and the chemistry that's coming together for us. I think we're going to be really, really, really tough. We're going to be that team that, you know, people are going to be like, dang, like we got to play Howard. Like I tell them all the time, like, y'all, we got a target on our back. So we got to, you know, we got to hold ourselves to a standard. As far as competition, probably between Norfolk State and Morgan. Norfolk State, you know, is a pretty good team. They have, you know, some transfers that's coming in, and Morgan, the same thing. You know, they got the preseason play of the year coming back. But, you know, with this group of girls that we have, and the way they're learning, the way they're shifting their minds in the season that they had last year, and, you know, they saw that, okay, we can make it to the championship game. We just got to we got to turn it up a notch in order to win. I think we're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, it looks like you got the target. It looks like they have you preseason number 1 in the polls, which is a gift and a curse. How have the girls handled that so far? Is it you can't really tell until you start playing other people, but how have they handled that preseason ranking so far? Do you feel like they still have the chip, or they've gotten a little Hollywood, or how's that going?
I feel as though they're getting there to the point where the closer we get to the season, the more they understand that it's a target. Like every game you come out, like each team is going to be so prompt to play you. They're going to want to beat us. They going like everything. So I think they're understanding, you know, that the closer we get to the season, as you know, doing preseason, you kind of get tired of playing your teammates. You're tired of playing the same people. So we play, you know, University of Houston on Tuesday. So I think, you know, once we start playing other people and things like that, it's going to get everything rolling, especially when we get to conference play.
Talk a little bit about your head coach. She's had a lot of success. She has just signed a new extension. Let's talk about Coach Ty Grace and what makes her special.
Coach Ty. Coach Ty is I love her to death, because once again, she's so transparent. She doesn't, you know, sugarcoat anything. You know, I feel like she's the type of coach that's gonna, you know, she run through a brick wall for you. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you know you need help, it's hard to, I call that's the pit bull. She's gonna get it done. She's gonna get it done. The way she, you know, the type of, you know, love and things that she showed towards the girls, you know, I feel as though, you know, it's something that, you know, you can't really explain. You know, as a player, I never had a coach like that. So to see, you know, a coach be like that to other young women and be like an inspiration to them, you know, it's something that I'm like, this is my idol, you know, and I think that, you know, working under her, she's very, very very in tune into, helping us grow, just not as assistants, but, people as well. So she truly want to see, especially young Black women win. And, she's been there for 7 years. It's been great. So I'm just excited to work under her and just to learn.
I love it. This is the fun part. We're going to get to the fun part. You got to tell us some funny stories. You got to give us some behind the scenes. You got to give us some of the goods now.
Funny stories about what?
about either your world personally or the HBCU life. What's going on, Howard? Give us a funny story of you coaching. You got to give us a couple before you leave.
Oh my God!
I'll ask my one. That's my one. So tell a funny story about yourself or about the team. Just something along your career to give us a little comic relief before you go out, and then I'll let Cam end it with any question he has.
Okay. Lord, funny story about my career. Well,
we know you're funny as it is. I
just met you. Yeah, you
I'm about to say it ain't nothing but laughs.
You might be the life of the party. So
exactly.
Funny story about myself and my career. I'm gonna start off when I first started coaching. It's crazy. My head coach was sick, so I had to, be the acting head coach at the time.
Okay.
And as you know, I'm so energized. I'm so passionate, and whatever I do, I'm like so animated. So
you think so?
Yeah, man. Especially coaching. Coaching, I'm super animated, but I'm coaching. I'm on the sideline, and it's crazy because they got it on video, and I'm yelling about something, and I'm trying to sit down and find my chair. I completely miss my chair and just fall. I'm talking about, it was like one of these though, like the hands was in the air, like just fell, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And it's crazy that you asked me that because it was like 2 years ago last week, and my old player sent it to me. Like they was on Synergy, and they was dying laughing. So I definitely had to go.
I would have turned the other way and looked at the ref like, I don't even see what happened. Like, Coach, you good? Yeah, Coach, you good? Well, listen, before we let you go, two things I have for you, like a 2-part question.
Okay.
And this is for the kids, because all the kids, we want to know this type of stuff. Like, you guys are like what brand and everything else they're getting, because the kids want to know about the gear. They could care less about what your record was. They want to know what the gear is.
What's the flag looking like?
Yeah. And then number 2, talk to them about why they would want to come play for you guys at Howard.
Okay, so the gear aspect of things, like we geared up. We're Under Armour, so sweatsuits. I think the good thing about Howard is that the colors. So, kids like to wear these bright shoes and things all the time. So, we have bright red shoes, like literally the color of our names. And then, it goes into like, pink jerseys and different stuff, headbands, sleeves, Under Armour shirts. Like we get a lot of gear. Like I have a lot of gear right now that I still haven't even popped the tags off of. Like Christmas was literally early yesterday, as far as gear. And then on top of that, I think, outside of us being Under Armour, because we are Howard University, you're able to get gear other places. It's a shoe that, that's made for HBCUs and is a Howard shoe. So it looks like a Jordan 1, but it has our logo and things right there. And it's pretty dope. And then it goes back from, like the Letterman jackets and things like that. So, it's a blessing because you get gear basketball wise, and then there's a lot of gear out there that, just represent Howard as a whole. And then as far as, why people want to play for us, I think, from, just like I said, the atmosphere, the prestigiousness of, Howard, getting your degree from there, really, 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 really holds a lot of weight. And then on top of that, I think that our staff, it's a vibe. I feel like from, look at, hey, Nay, I'm sorry. That's just, our staff is a vibe. And then to have an all Black, staff, I think that's winning too, because you have an all Black staff in a winning program that shows that, African Americans in coaching can get the stuff done as long as, you put forth the work.
Got it. Well, best of luck to y'all this year. It was great having you on.
Thank you.
You know, I feel your energy. If my oldest daughter wanted to play basketball, which she doesn't, I would send it to you. But my 6-year-old may, because she's trying to run through walls. So, you know, we'll talk about that 12 years from now.
Okay. What's that class of 2030?
Don't get me started. I wasn't a mathematician, so I'm coming to Howard to take a math class, and I'll let you know in about a year.
And if anybody wants to see the coach's swag, they can go to your Twitter and see what hairdo we got for the day.
I know, right?
For the month.
For the month?
What swag we got for the day? It's going down.
Listen, it is going down. I got some stuff in my bag now. So
I already know. We'll give you any last words you got before we let you go. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you. Nope. I just, like I said, thank you all for, allowing me to, tell my story in a sense and being very transparent. I love it. And, shout out to the home team, Howard. Yeah. So that's all I had.
No doubt. Well, appreciate you again. Good luck this season. And we look forward to staying in touch.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. We back. Well,
yes.
Howard University women's basketball preseason number 1. Coach definitely bringing the energy. Cam, we'll let you close us out with any final thoughts you got.
Well, I thought 1, it was a great interview. And then 2, I'm glad we're back for, we can say season 2.
Yeah.
We got renewed and everything. And my last thing is, I'm just glad to see the HBCU life back. And like I touched on Deion Sanders coaching at, Jackson. He's brought a lot of notoriety now to HBCUs.
Yep.
People are following him, and that's a great thing. Also, like Bonzi Wells at Lemoyne Owen now, like a lot of NBA guys are trying to, get back into coaching, and they're coming to the HBCUs. But, also we have a lot of, great coaches in the HBCU realm, assistants, head coaches, ADs, and everything. And I'm just glad to see the classics back and everything else. And, for the players out here, men and women, you're getting recruited by HBCU, give them a serious look.
Right.
And, figure out, because at the end of the day, it's about you and your experience and your degree on where you go to school at. It's not about, everybody talks about the name on the front of the jersey and everything like that, but it's also about your experience. I don't want to go to a Power 5 school and sit the bench for 4 years.
Right.
I can go to HBCU, and that's why also, with Master P's son going to Tennessee State.
Yep.
That's a great look, and he's putting some stuff behind it. And, whatever, football, basketball, track, tennis, whatever you do, HBCUs have it too. So that's my last little bit.
Right. No doubt. We'll be back. We have another guest coming on soon, but we'll be back. This year will actually be on Apple and Spotify. So we're going to go ahead and put it on the actual podcast as well. You can always find us on YouTube, All Access Network. Appreciate y'all joining us, and we'll be back soon.